Okay, welcome everybody to part two. Part one's going to cut off kind of suddenly. I kind of had an issue with my recording, so I just figured I'd break it up into two parts. But basically, where that last one left off was me talking about these companies that are sitting there saying, "Oh, well, we took a step back to basically tell everybody, oh, well, in light of recent controversy, we're going to take a step back and reevaluate how we treat our employees." No, you're not. No, you're not. You know what? It's not even our congressmen and our Democrats that should be lobbying for $15 an hour minimum pay wage, or at least 10, not even 15, at least $10 an hour. Like the fact that the Democrats and the Republicans are sitting here scratching their heads, like, well, I don't know why people would want to make $15 an hour. 17.25 is enough. Shut your old ass up, congressmen and that fucking people sitting up there. You know what? I was a Trump supporter and still am a Trump supporter. At least that motherfucker had the balls to look at the Senate and be like, y'all done fucked up. Like, I mean, I would love, love if any senator or any senator's child ever sees this or anything like that. Please show me to your parent because I would love to sit down and talk to some of y'all. Mitch McConnell, I'm looking at you. Uh, I would just love it. I would love to sit down and just ask where their mindset really is when it comes to the American people. Because, I hear a lot of talk about, and this is, I mean, a lot of coming from the Democratic senators. But I hear a lot of talk about, well, it's for the people, it's for the people, it's for the people. What people? What people asked for a bridge to be built in California? Or the bridge bridging between Canada and what? Who asked for that? I know I didn't. Hmm. And a lot of y'all who were sitting there screaming, "Oh, Trump's not my president. Trump's not my president." Why wasn't he your president? He was elected. Somebody voted for him. I mean, I don't. I'm getting off into politics, and that's for a whole nother video. Let me take a step back down. We'll take a step down and go to the companies. Like, I mean, companies have gotten so bad. Apple, man, I know I'm going to regret saying anything about Apple, but Apple wanting to sit here and basically take down these smaller companies who are trying to fix products because they won't. Like, how? How? Why? I've been following the stories for a few days because it was a topic that interested me. I kind of got interested in it, so I wanted to see what was going on. And we got some of these companies who have got people working for them who are just plain dumb. Like when your mindset and you can sit there and you can come up with a better solution than the PR people for most of these companies. That's when these companies need to take a step back and be like, maybe we shouldn't hire people who are in their 90s. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not worried. I'm not talking down on 90-year-old people. There are jobs out there that would fit them best and that they could do. And there are maybe be some 90-year-old PR people who get it. But some of these companies are hiring some people who are stuck in the old ages. And they don't get it. They don't understand. They don't realize why. Okay, GameStop, we'll take that for example because it's something I lived through. Now, I'm not saying the GameStop PR people are 90 or anything like that. But when you can sit there and tell me that it's viable to give an employee one 30-minute break, have him work an entire day by themselves, and then when we have a problem with a customer or a question about anything, we get the big fuck you. No, no. I'm sorry, but that's just bullshit. I don't know who. And then when you can go on national television or you can go on Twitter or wherever you go and basically sit there and lie to the world's face when your employees know exactly what you're doing, but oh, they have to zip their mouth and not say anything because they had risked losing that fucking, 725, 850 to 925 an hour paycheck they're making. Oh no, they might jeopardize that 10% fucking discount that don't mean shit. Guess what, GameStop? I'm not an employee anymore. Come at me. Um, but no, it's just no, 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 and no. Stop. Like these big companies, they don't realize is people are starting to get smart. Back then, their shady practices may have worked because we didn't have a little thing called YouTube, the internet. Well, we had YouTube, we had the internet back then, but people are now more prominent to expose them. I mean, look at how many companies are getting exposed because of YouTube. Now, I'm just mainly talking about the gaming world, but yeah, if there were more people doing what me, I can't put me first. I'll say Camelot first because he's the one that's, I can't say he started it, but he's up there. But if more people would be doing what Camelot's doing, what I'm doing, what many others on YouTube are doing, and exposing a lot of these big businesses for their shady practices, for their crappy fucking employee handling, their illegal tactics. Yes, I said illegal, and I'd be willing to go in front of Congress, the Senate, whoever I need to defend that statement too. And I will fight tooth and nail until it gets changed. Ooh, watch me. I think it's bullshit. I think it's blatant and utter bullshit that these. I mean, when you have a homeless vet working for your company, like, come on. When you have a disabled mother working for your company, or a single mother, and you basically can look that single mother of two kids in the eyes and be like, "Oh, 725 is enough." And I know a lot of you people will be like, "Oh, well, maybe she should get a different job." Maybe she can't. Maybe no other job will work with her between daycare, taking her kid to school, and being actually home so she can feed, water, and clothe her kids. I made it sound like her kid was a dog. Feed and clothe and do all that other stuff. Because if she's not there to raise her kid, she's a piece of shit mother for not being there to raise her kid. If she doesn't work, she's a piece of shit because she's not raising them properly. But let's take a step back and go to single fathers too. If a single, I'm not a single father, but if a single father were to walk up to anybody and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm working 80 hours this week. I'm barely able to see my kids." Okay, now he's going to be a piece of shit because he's barely spending any time with those kids. But if that same father comes up to you and was like, "Yeah, man, I got 25 hours this week, but at least I can watch my kids grow up, and I got to see my kid walk and talk and all that other stuff." Well, now he's a piece of shit because he's not working enough. We need to find middle and common ground, which we never will. And why would we never find middle and common ground? Because fucking big businesses, their base process is if you don't work more, you're not a good worker, but don't work too much because we don't want to pay you that much. You're almost at overtime. No, we're not going to pay you overtime. Like I don't know if this is all GameStops, but my GameStop wouldn't pay overtime. I was willing to pick up hours on top of hours on top of hours on top of hours on top of hours. Covered for everybody. Came in for everybody. I very rarely said no, but I couldn't get overtime. Couldn't get overtime. Like some companies, they do some real nice stuff for their employees for Christmas. No, I'm not saying that's a need or anything like that, but I've heard of some jobs where they'll do some really nice stuff for Christmas and Thanksgiving. GameStop's thing for Christmas was to do something for the fucking store manager. What about us little guys? What about us, the ones that are busting our asses so that way y'all can stay fucking afloat during a pandemic or during all this other shit? What about the guys in the fucking back? What do we get? Crisp high five. It's not all glitz and glamour working at GameStop, people, and it's not all glitz and glamour working for the big guys. I would like to say it is, but it's not. I mean, yeah, if I continue ranting, I'm going to just get myself pissed and it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to end this part two here. I've got another couple videos that are going to be banged out today, but I just wanted to get this one out there because this one had been chewing up at me fucking for a while now, and I needed to get my 2 cents in. And like I've said before, Camelot, if you ever come by and see one of my videos, man, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you. I mean, there's a lot of opinion channels, a lot of news channels that I'd like to be, a part of, or just at least be able to pop up on their, shit and be like, hey, how's it going? This is who I am. I got opinions. Let me talk. But you know who it is. It's your boy Tech. Check me out. Peace.